What's all the PMS with Coach G? It's positively motivating sisters with purpose, meaning, style. Are you ready for positive conversations inspiring you to your next level? Do you need motivation to get you growing? Are you a sister, woman, leader, boss, mom, wife, female, her, she? I think you know what I mean. Are you seeking purpose in your life? Do you know the meaning for which you stand? Do you know your style is your unique authenticator? If you answered yes to any one of these questions, this podcast is designed with you in mind, which embodies the whole you, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually. Sisters, we are on a journey in connecting you from where you are to your what's next with purpose, meaning, style, and it all starts with you. Hi, this is Coach G, your Chief PMS cheerleader, motivating and empowering you to win in your personal and professional life, your connector, guiding you and bridging the gap from where you are to your what's next. I am your leadership and growth coach strategist, empowerment speaker, best-selling author, mom, wife, Christian, and I get to serve you in doing what I am passionate about. You, sisters, we are on a journey for you living your life on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning, style. Thank you so much for being in this space as we continue to show up listening and sharing this podcast. I thank you for being motivated in staying consistent as we continue to create habits to reach your success story as you continue to listen in every week as we educate, inspire, and elevate your growth personally and professionally. But before I begin, let me remind you that you can financially support this show as we continue to show up on your journey, as we continue to empower you on your journey, as we continue to show up with other guests. And you know what? Just the cost of maintaining the show. You can go to the show description, click on the link, support the show, and make your contribution. This is your voice, is saying, I stand in support of this podcast, how we serve, what we deliver, in other words, you know what? You are being a blessing so this podcast can continue to bless others. We are in episode 89, Shifting the Narratives for Positive Change. Here we are. It seems like we had just started in 2023, and here we are in the latter part of 2023. We are in our last, man, I'm going to say 6 weeks of this year as we show up on Mondays for you to hear something new, be inspired and motivated on your journey. So I'm a book girl myself. I love to fill the physical pages, make notes, underline, highlight, but as you read pages in a book or listen to the audio, the stories reveal, unfolds, and teaches you. And then something changes. Sometimes, as we're listening or reading, the plot thickens, depending on what you're reading. Or you just become interested in what discoveries will happen, whether it's in that next chapter, there's that anticipation, that curiosity, that excitement. But let's think about this in the math world. When you multiply a negative times a negative, the result is positive, right? For, probably our math scholars know that, or just simple mathematics. So think about this. Through our negative experiences, we can create a positive outlook. Because going back to that math problem, when you multiply a negative times a negative, the result is a positive. So, my conversation to you today is shifting the narrative for positive changes. There is a quote by Maya Angelou that's, man, one of her books. I want to say it was one of her first. That title is "Wouldn't Take Nothing from My Journey Now." I actually shared this quote in a letter that I send out to my sisterhood community that is subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed, you know what? Go to the website gstylecoaching.com and subscribe so you can get that monthly letter to my sisterhood community. But the quote she says is, what you're supposed to do when you don't like a thing is change. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. Don't complain. So when we think about that, sometimes in some of those negative experiences we have, we may can't change that situation or circumstance, but you know what? We can change the way we think about it, how we react to it, how we respond to it. So I want to kind of lead into 4 tips on how to shift the narrative for positive change. Now, my voice may be a little funny today, but you know what? That's the part that the show goes on. We get to continue to do this and show up, and I wouldn't see it any other way. So, if I sound different, I promise you it's not your volume, it's just my voice. So, let's get into one of the first tips is let go of the stories that does not serve you well anymore. Okay, recognize what stories are not contributing to your positive growth. So, my question to you is, are you being held back in a chapter of your life from past trauma, limiting beliefs, self doubt, or negative patterns which can affect your well being? When we harbor those stories that do not serve our lives for the better, it can impede into your relationships, consume you personally and professionally, mentally, socially, emotionally, and physically. We always talk about the whole you. I don't see it any other way because it actually does affect the whole you. But we get to choose to rewrite the narrative from the learned experiences, which can positively impact your growth and development. It's a choice, and you have the power to choose. So there's a scripture, as I share, I am a Christian, I'm a woman of faith. There's a scripture that talks about be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So when I think about that, it's the fact that we get to be transformed in our thinking and how we see and tell our story, rewrite the narrative. But one thing you get to tell yourself is give it time. Give yourself grace in the space. I often say that phrase that sometimes that we don't allow ourselves or give ourselves that type of grace. But wherever you are on your journey to having the courage, maybe that's to launch your business. Maybe that's going back to school to further your education or creating a positive legacy. All of this takes time, which I talked about in episode 86 on how we give time, using the word time, T-I-M-E, actually breaking that down. So I encourage you to go back and listen to episode 86, but as I talk about that word time, because through the process of navigating through a purpose-filled life, we have to give it time. And then, you know what? We have to be intentional of exploring what is in your favor. When we're talking about shifting that narrative for positive change, you have to choose to be intentional in exploring, you know, what can work in your favor. This could be in the form of your health, education, finances, emotional wellness, and your relationships. And again, we talk about the whole you, right? That again factors in the whole you. I want to share this with you. Introspect so you can dictate your narrative. So, in other words, it's the inner working. Take a deep look inside so you can dictate your narrative. If you do not like how your finances look, I'm going to say this, if there used to be a saying like, my money is funny. But you're probably not laughing like, okay, it's not funny, or maybe you are laughing to keep from crying because that's how deep, it is for you. But all jokes aside, seriously, shift the narrative by seeking guidance and enhancing your knowledge to put you on a path of effectively making decisions that can breed positive results. So, going back to that statement, introspect so you can dictate your narrative. Maybe that introspection is now you shifting into gratitude. We talk a lot about gratitude because you know what? Gratitude is a well in your life. It's like a well of water. It waters you. It's like a watering. It's watering your garden because gratitude helps you shift your focus in stimulating mindfulness and a blooming garden of appreciation. Okay, so that's just two ways of that part of being intentional when you explore what's in your favor. When you talk about relationships or your emotional wellness, now you get to introspect what does that look like? What are those things that I can do that now can dictate my narrative? Because you're taking that ownership. We talk about owning your life, owning your story. You're taking ownership because it is your life. And then that other one is detach. Let go of negative narratives. According to APA, the American Psychological Association, chronic negative emotions can contribute to mental health issues. That includes anxiety and depression, which also in turn can affect our social relationships, our physical health. It can affect our cognitive processes, such as our decision making and problem solving. And it can interfere with our workplace behavior or in your relationships. But in that part of your workplace behavior, it can affect that part of you thriving in your productivity and positive attitude. So you know what? We must shift to let it go. Now, when I said let it go, the thing that came to me were the lyrics from Frozen, the movie, Let It Go. And there's a part in when she sings that she says, "My power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around. And one thought crystallizes an, an icy blast. I'm never going back. The past is in the past." In other words, the past negative experiences are the past and does not have to dictate our future. Why? Because you can shift the narrative. Yes, learn from the past, but heal to shift forward. And then that last tip that I want to share is engage in positive self reflection because this empowers your personal growth. And we show up intentionally. So, what we were motivated to create those successful habits so we can live out those success stories. And through self-reflection, when you think about self-reflection, it's like the switch to the light, that switch to the light bulb. In other words, for the light to come on, you must activate the switch, touch it, flip it, turn it, whatever that is to make that light bulb go off or come on. So self-reflection helps you touch areas of your life that may have been hidden. It helps you flip the script to live a better version of you. And then it can turn the reflection of light towards a journey of enlightenment. So self reflection connects you to a higher purpose and meaning in your life because it taps into the inner workings of who you are and what you are created for, which leads you into a life of intentional growth and positive change. But you don't have to stop there, right? Because growth is a continuous journey. And I am passionate in helping you experience this transformational growth and expansion on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning style. That's that PMS. That's why we show up. We want to create those habits. So I invite you into the next level. And that next level is a membership with an introductory online community program for women designed to help you. Because you know what? You're already brilliant, brave, and you stand in your brand. But this is designed for you to just own your brilliance, own your braveness, and own your branding as you elevate in your life and business. And the membership actually launches January 2024, but enrollment is already open. You can go to the show description, touch the link, Queens Court Society School of Growth membership, and be a part of this growing community, which will support, encourage, and empower you as the boss queens you are on your journey to creating meaningful change in the world, choosing to own your brilliance, braveness, and branding. Or maybe your shift is utilizing one-on-one coaching from me. Or, or does it look like leadership group coaching or keynote speaking for your event? As I am here to guide you forward, partner with you as your accountability partner, connecting you from where you are to your what's next, empowering you to win in your life and business on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning style. So now you can take that next step boldly, courageously take the next step by going to the website at gstylecoaching.com and touch the contact tab, or go to the show description and the episode details and look for the link to schedule. And you know what? Let's work together. And in the meantime, I thank you as you listen. I want to say we are, as we wind down 2023, to shift and shake the foundation of 2024. One of my favorite things have become my favorite things because you know what? We are in our second year um, of being able to do what we do. And what I'm saying is, for the last 5 episodes, you get to hear the top 5 episodes of 2023. So we did it the first time in 2022, which was, first year of launching the podcast. So now this is the second time we get to do this, and I'm so excited. So you get to hear, this is by you listening. This is what you're saying. Hey, man, I needed to hear that, or that, maybe that's the place you were in, but you get to hear those top 5. So next week, we'll be hearing number 5, and then, it goes down from there, ending our last Monday of the year with number 1. And as we move into 2024, you know what? We're leveling up. We're shifting. We're shaking the foundation. So go ahead, make sure you enroll in that membership. Or maybe, like I said, you're taking a bold step and saying, you know what? I'm going to get coaching. I need a partner. I need to partner up with a coach, and I'm here to cheer you on along your journey. So thank you so much. In the meantime, keep sharing the love with other sisters, or share it to your group. You all listen to a group and you talk about it, make it a discussion, a conversation. Um, because I believe that when you do that, that's how we spread the love and we share the love, and it can benefit others and bless others on their journey. So remember, your voice matters. So I invite you to share your comments, subscribe, and follow so you can stay connected to these episodes and whatever else is being introduced in this community. So thank you for being a part of this community, and rate this podcast because it increases our visibility and our reach. So that is also you saying you support this show. That is also you saying your voice is being heard. And I want to thank you again as you continue to support this show. And in saying all of that, until next time, sisters, let's keep growing because it all starts with you.